Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl who always wore a red cloak with a hood, given to her by her grandmother. Because of this, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother asked her to take a basket of goodies to her grandmother, who lived in a cottage in the woods. "Remember," her mother said, "stay on the path and don't talk to strangers." Little Red Riding Hood set off on her journey, humming a tune as she walked along the forest path. The woods were beautiful, filled with sunlight filtering through the trees and birds singing. As she walked, she met a wolf who asked, "Where are you going, little girl?" Forgetting her mother's warning, she replied, "I'm going to my grandmother's house to bring her this basket of goodies." The wolf, being very sneaky, quickly made a plan. "Why not pick some flowers for your grandmother?" he suggested. While Little Red Riding Hood picked flowers, the wolf ran straight to her grandmother's house. The wolf arrived at the grandmother's house and knocked on the door. "Who is it?" called the grandmother. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf replied, disguising his voice. The grandmother, sensing danger, hid in a closet. The wolf put on the grandmother's clothes and lay in her bed, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood. Soon, she arrived and knocked on the door. "Come in, my dear," the wolf called, trying to sound like the grandmother. Little Red Riding Hood approached the bed. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have," she exclaimed. "All the better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "And grandmother, what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf, jumping out of bed. Little Red Riding Hood screamed and tried to escape. Just then, a woodcutter who was passing by heard the screams and rushed in. He quickly chased the wolf away, saving Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. Grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood hugged each other tightly, grateful to be safe. They thanked the woodcutter for his bravery and shared the goodies from the basket. Little Red Riding Hood learned an important lesson that day. Always listen to your parents and never talk to strangers. She promised to be more careful from then on. After a wonderful visit, Little Red Riding Hood returned home safely, promising her mother she would always stay on the path and never talk to strangers again. And so, Little Red Riding Hood and her family lived happily ever after, always remembering the importance of safety and listening to those who love you.